Hello there. We're here to do what we do here every weekday here on iBrandTV. It's Daybreak, Wednesday morning, and here to deliver all the goodies we have in store for you. Michael Nath with my co-hosts, Margaret Opara. Good morning, Margaret.
Good morning, Michael.
Yellow all the way.
Yeah, yellow. You know, someone said it was bright, and I said I have a bright future, so I have to be
Bright future indeed.
Yeah, thank you so much, Michael. You look radiant. Yes, you do.
You look more radiant
well,
than I do.
Thank you. It doesn't matter. There's no...
So keep on shining.
Yeah, you too. Keep on shining. All right, now on the show today, we have an interesting lineup of events as usual. The news update, then we'll go into the paper review. We have an interesting segment for our topic of discussion for the day. We have also the social media boards and other interesting. We have sports. I'm not forgetting sport. For the sport lovers come from my head. But firstly, we'll start with the news update for the day. Now, Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Abdul Rashid Bawa, says corruption does not fight back, adding that he has been receiving death threats since he came on board as the chairman of the Anti-Graft Agency. President Muhammadu Buhari had in November 2016 said corruption is fighting back vigorously. When asked on Tuesday on a TV Line interview if indeed corruption is fighting back, Bawa narrated how a senior citizen received a phone call from somebody that is not even under investigation. What the caller said to the person is that he's going to kill the EFCC chairman, the young man. When further asked if he meant he was receiving death threats, the EFCC chairman affirmatively said yes.
Governors elected on the platform, the People's Democratic Party (PDP), have called for the decentralization of the operations of the security apparatus of the state, even within the existing legal framework. They explained that the move became necessary in the face of the disturbing spate of insecurity in the land to ensure the input of local operators in the state and local governments in policing and security. The governors made the call at a meeting of the PDP Governors Forum held in Uyo, the Akwa Ibom state capital. In a communique issued at the end of the meeting, they lamented that President Muhammadu Buhari seemed not to be aware of the coercive instruments of state security were firmly within his hands and not the governors.
Now, Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma says his administration would introduce an insurance policy for all security operatives serving in the state. Uzodinma also asked corps to stop allowing themselves to be killed by bandits who attack police facilities in the state. The governor spoke on Tuesday when he paid a condolence visit to the State Police Command headquarters in Owerri to sympathize with its leadership over the killing of policemen and burning of police formations in the state in the past few months by bandits.
From Nigeria to Somalia, at least 20 people, including military trainees and civilians, have been killed in a suicide blast at a military training camp in Somalia. There are more than 20 others were wounded when a suicide bomber, donning an explosive vest, blew himself up at the General Dagabadban, a military facility in the Wadajiris districts of the capital Mogadishu, where hundreds of new recruits were lined up for training.
And now on the foreign scene, a New York judge has ruled that disgraced producer Harvey Weinstein could be extradited to California to face additional sexual assault charges. The former Hollywood mogul is currently serving a 23-year prison sentence in New York, having been found guilty of rape and sexual assault last year. Weinstein's defense team had all argued that he should remain in New York to receive appropriate medical care. A lawyer for Weinstein told U.S. media that they would appeal the ruling. Weinstein, who is 69, who was once one of the most powerful figures in Hollywood, who has denied having non-consensual relations with anyone.
And that draws the curtain on a news update. We'll take a break now. We'll come back. We'll raise the curtain on Newspapers Review. Don't go away.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, professional dry cleaners, best in dry cleaning and laundry services, that meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah. For clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash.
Fresh from the farm, e good for body. No chemical at all. This na real banga. No more wahala or pandy wash. Just put on for fire and your food is done ready. Everybody follow me chop banga, hey banga, oh. Make you follow me chop banga cook don easy. Banga na palm fruit wey dem comot, put am inside can. You fit use banga cook any kind soup wey you like, and other food dem like rice, beans and even yam. Na Pali Agro Product Limited dem dey manufacture am. For distribution, make you call 070-666-38213. Banga, for make your food yummy.
Market, just make you go buy fresh palm fruits. When you reach house, you go wash, you go pound, your body go dey pain you, even your fingernails go dey pain you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for una. Una don hear of Banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do na make you go for the up, open am, take the amount wey you want, put am for your pot. Which soup you wan make? Shey na egusi, shey na ogbono, shey na vegetable, shey na banga. My sister no waste time again, my brother no waste time again. Just go buy Banga fresh palm fruit extract. They go know say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, for make your food yummy.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081-6397-4447, 080-3564-4436, 070-6663-8213. Banga fresh palm.
Welcome back to the show. This is still iBrand Daybreak, and now it's time to review some of the top stories on our national dailies today. And joining us in the studio is Dr. Dayo Kayode, political technocrat. Thank you, Dr. Dayo, for joining us.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Nice
Doc.
being here today.
I must say you look amazing.
Really?
Yes, younger. You look 16. How old are you again? 16 years.
I'm just 16 plus.
Oh, yes, 16 plus. So that's a plus. Alex is 16 plus 100. Yes, okay. All right, now look at that. We'll start with the Punch paper. Now, the top story says military bombards bandits in North Central Forest. And the writers are saying the Nigerian Air Force bombs killed 500 cows, 200 missing in Nasarawa, alleged Miyetti Allah. Report of 1,000 cows killed unrealistic, coming from the Nigerian Air Force. And troops comb Katsina Forest. Moving on, pastor kidnapped by Boko Haram 8 months ago fled in Borno. Woman arrested for defrauding Osun politician of 2.6 million naira. Oyo uncovers couples among evacuated beggars in Ibadan. We are not aware a court has shifted election suit judgment, coming from Akeredolu and the PDP. CEO absconds at Forex firm alleged defrauds 52 investors of 122 million naira. Experts blame insecurity as agri imports exceed export by 503 billion naira. Now to the top of the paper says inflation pushed 7 million Nigerians below poverty line, coming from the World Bank. Osibajo test ride locally assembled electric cars, says innovation fantastic. NLNG train 10 billion US dollar investment begins. Buhari warns against delay. Page 25 has the story. And lastly, on the Punch, how Minister laundered 37 million US dollar through property deal, coming from the EFCC chair, Abdul Rashid Bawa.
To Daily Sun now, the Southeast Ohanese to meet over inhuman treatments. Government officials, politicians aiding bandits. So alleges Niger governor. Fenifere Middle Belt Forum. Ariwa Youths, Wazirike Kokori call for electronic voting. We need strong INEC, says Ohanese. Back to you.
All right, now the Guardian paper says from the top says Nigeria orders for clinical trials on novel Lassa fever vaccine. Yoruba elders will state support for Tinubu's presidential bid. Igbo Congress once against another civil war. And Imo CP arrests 5 policemen for alleged extortion. Page 7 has that story. Now the top story says rising prices weaken disposable incomes despite easing inflation. Buhari charges IOCs on gas exploitation as Train 7 commences. Ogoni youth give federal government 14-day ultimatum to fix Eleme Bridge. AstraZeneca cocktail trial fails as Nigerians get another 3.92 million vaccine doses. Michael, back to you.
Yeah, Vanguard now. Nigeria to reduce imports by 35% in first quarter of 2022. Emefiele. Now, rising prices sends 7 more Nigerians into poverty. World Bank. Anti-open grazing laws about people, not governors. Umahi. And AstraZeneca's antibody treatment fails to prevent COVID-19 in exposed patients. We're now coming to you, Doc. I want to lift this one off the Vanguard. Rising prices sending 7 million more Nigerians into poverty. This is coming from the World Bank. What's your thought there?
Yeah, good morning once again.
Thank you.
You're welcome again.
Yeah. You see, there's no way when prices of commodities increases, definitely it reduces your disposable income. Disposable income, in a layman's definition, is the amount of goods and services that your money can purchase at any point in time. So when we say at any point in time, as time goes by, when you look at the situation in Nigeria, as time goes by, when there are increases in prices of services and commodities, for instance, tomato, pepper, spaghetti, then the services being given to you by PHCN, do you understand? Your VAT, when all those things are increasing and your earned money remains static, what happens? It reduces the amount of goods and services that you can purchase. To that extent, it will be sending more and more people into poverty. And that is why till today I will still lay that blame on Nigeria Labour Congress. And I keep on saying it. Not until when our NLC, not until when our CSOs, that is civil liberty organizations, can see the rationale in asking for sustainable minimum living wage as against what they normally ask for, minimum wage. Not until when they begin to see the difference between that two, I mean, things will still be the same. If by now they have been asking and they have been getting sustainable minimum living wage, by now, even let prices of things skyrocket. It will send people into poverty. Ask me how. Because percentage increase in the prices of goods and services will have to be reflected with the same percentage in the amount of money you are taking home. So to that extent, whether it increase or not, you are less concerned. It wouldn't affect your pocket.
You're talking about sustainable minimum wage.
Yes.
Minimum wage hasn't even been paid.
Do you understand? No, what I'm saying is, if only that tempo could be maintained, it is because one way or the other, both the Labour Congress and the government, they are not sincere to the people. That is why some people can stand up and say they cannot pay what has been signed into law. Do you understand? Just because some people somewhere are not being sincere to the people. If we are being sincere to the people, all these things wouldn't have been happening. If we are being sincere to the people, National Assembly will not ask discos not to increase their tariff, and they will go behind and increase it by over 100%. If we are being sincere to ourselves, National Assembly will not give a foreigner DSTV an order in our country, and they will flout it, and they are still operating. So who is giving them that pass?
So the bottom line is
insincerity.
Now, Margaret, you've got something.
Yeah, of course.
Sincerity.
I'm going into a different line totally, still in the case of insecurity in the country. Now, the top story on the Punch says military bombards bandits in North Central Forest. And now the right is saying Nigeria Air Force bomb killed 500 cows, 200 meeting in Nasarawa. That's coming from the Miyetti Allah, they are alleging this. And the Nigeria Air Force is saying in response that reports of 1,000 cows killed is unrealistic. Dr. Dyer, what are your thoughts?
Sometimes I blame the press.
Why?
For carrying news that are not even supposed to be news. When you're talking of news, look at what is the meaning of news? That is new events, new occurrences. All these ones are diversionary. We don't want to listen to the bombard. Since how many years have we been hearing bombardment? The other time they said, we have bombarded this, we have bombarded that. We have technically won these people. Are they still not operating? The news I want to hear about that the press is supposed to be carrying as their front page is, in the last 1 week, we haven't been hearing incidences of killings in the Northwest, in the Northeast. There have been peace in so place, and it's also that. Boko Haram has been totally defeated because their activities are no more in the foreknowledge of the people. Those are supposed to be news. We don't want to be hearing about. We are tired of all this. They are not news.
But don't you think the military is doing their best in all of these things? Because I think we should cut them some slack at some point.
Listen, they might think they are doing their best, but their best is not yet good enough for we Nigerians. Because it is in the Constitution that the president, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces, should, to a very large extent, protect lives and property of we Nigerians. But are we saying so? We are not seeing it. You might be doing your best, but not until your best is being good enough for the people. People will not see it as doing your best. Because you have told us that you have the capacity, you have the temerity to be there, to do this and that. That is why you are being voted in. And that was why the Chief Justice of the Federation gave you that constitution to study before you use it to swear to an oath of office. So the moment something contrary is happening, excuse me, your best is just your best into your own pocket, not to Nigerians. So not until when we are seeing a situation whereby, yes, for the last 1 month, there hadn't been incidences of killings. There hadn't been incidences of kidnapping. There hadn't been incidences of unrestiveness. You can now say, yes, this is news. Yes, you are doing your best. You are trying your best. That is what Nigerians are waiting for. Nothing more.
I don't think I agree with you.
Tell me.
This is news.
Yes.
The cattle we were talking about, up to 1,000. If that happens to be true, those...
Thank you. You're not saying if that happens to be true.
But then...
It's still news.
It's still news, yeah.
Because we've never heard a thing like... And then it wasn't intentional if actually those cattle or cows were killed. It wasn't intentional.
But Nigerian Air Force is even debunking the news and saying it don't happen.
You know why it's not news?
This is somebody's money we're talking about, somebody's investment.
Nat, listen now. If you look at that news, which one carries weight? All these ones, they are just riders, isn't it? All those ones, they are riders, just to push up the news. No, to me, it's not news. Is it today they have been rustling their cows? Who are those people that are bandits? Are they not S-men? Why are they carrying? Why are they carrying? Why are S-men carrying AK-47 in the first instance? Why are they carrying AK-47 in the first instance? Why? So, I mean,
you're saying this as if you're not aware of the president's shoot-aside order?
The issue is, I'm not saying people should, all these shoot-aside order and all that. To me, those are the ways he think in his best ability, he can tackle it. All I want, all Nigerians are looking for is results.
All right.
Nothing more. Results.
Results.
Whereby people are no more killed by Boko Haram, whereby people are no more displaced. Look at that inflationary rate we are talking about. Rising of food items. By now, we're supposed to have been seeing issue tutu, New Yam. But we are not seeing it. This is June, July. You are not seeing it. Why? Because people are no more in the farm. People have been sent away. Go to Benue. By now, all those yam from Benue are supposed to have been coming. But you are not seeing it.
All right.
So what are you talking about?
Thank you, Dr. Dayo, for sharing your thoughts.
Yeah, sure. Thanks a lot, okay?
If you leave Dr. Dayo, he has a lot to say about this. He has a lot to say.
A whole day won't even be enough.
At all. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dayo. The political technocrats. Thanks a lot.
Aviation safety expert.
I like that. Okay, we're taking a break right now. Life and its myriad of challenges and problems. How do you swim through all this? This, in detail, will be discussed. That's when we return. And it turns out to be our main topic for the day.
Most people don't understand the magic of the perfect skin, the allure of the well-pampered skin. We bounce from skincare products to skincare products, from spa to spa. Looking for that ideal solution. I found the solution. and it's Blemiviv Skincare and Spa. My name is Neil, and I'm proud to be a part of the Blemiviv family.
Fruits. When you reach house, you go wash, you go pound, your body go dey pain you, even your fingernails go dey pain you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for una. Una don hear of Banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do na make you go for the open am. Take the amount wey you want, put am for your pot. Which soup you wan make? Shey na egusi, shey na ogbono, shey na vegetable, shey na banga. My sister no waste time again, my brother no waste time again. Just go buy Banga fresh palm fruit extract. They go know say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, make your food yummy yum.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081 63 974447. 08035644436 07066638213. Banga fresh palm
Swift.
Many thanks for staying with us. This is iBrand Daybreak. If you're just tuning in, well, you're just at the peak. We're just at the peak of the show today. And now, life happens when you are busy making other plans. And there's no laid-down rules or road to success, as there are different strokes for different folks. Now, our topic for today says navigating your way through life hurdles. So with all the challenges life brings, how do we survive them? Discussing this with us is an author, entrepreneur, in person of Mr. Somi Uranta. Good morning, Mr. Somi, and welcome to the show.
Good morning to you.
Welcome to Daybreak.
Thank you very
Yeah.
All right then. Now, navigating through life hurdles in a country like this, let's just start with this, where, challenges are normal everywhere. In every fair, every ethnos, there are challenges. But let's start with, one way to navigate through challenge is sometimes your environment can even be a challenge on its own. So in an environment like this, where the economy and the leadership, it's challenging on its own, coupled with your personal challenges. So how do we put wrap our minds?
Yes, every time we have challenges all around us, it's always an opportunity to grow.
Correct.
Every time we are confronted with adverse situations, it's an opportunity for us to, expand our horizon, expand our coast, and do better. For example, in Nigeria, as an entrepreneur, there is a very high level of, how do I say now? Our approach to work in Nigeria is very, very poor, extremely poor. People don't want to work. Those who are even working are doing it half-heartedly. Majority, just a few that wants to put in the effort, go the extra mile to do whatever they have to do it well. Now that is an opportunity for those who, the few, when the majority don't want to do their work well, when the majority wants to churn out, a substandard service to others, the few who want to go the extra mile to do better, they'll just stand out. Even a little more effort you put in, stand out. It brings you to the fore. Everyone say, oh man, this guy is good. This lady is good. So every situation you find yourself, it's an opportunity. The problem is that we begin to look at our situations, you know, like if a door closes, for example, now, we get so engrossed with the closed door that we lose sight of the various doors, many other doors that are opening for us. So, look, the universe and the creator of the universe and all there is a very benevolent one. The being that created is a very clever intelligence, and it loves the world. So the world or the universe makes, there is, the aim of it is towards goodness. It tilts towards goodness. So anything that is untowardly is just in our eyes. It's not the reality. The reality is that everything is supposed to be good. And it depends on who is the perceiver, the object and the subject issue. How do you perceive it? If you are confronted with a very harsh situation, it can be an opportunity to train your muscles so that you'll be able to confront tomorrow, because the universe knows the end before the beginning. So it exposes us to some things, knowing that we have the capacity and the wherewithal to handle it. But if we decide to chicken out, well, we have tied the hands of the universe to do the best it intends for us.
Now, life generally is full of challenges. Talk of ups and downs, hills and valleys. Can you give us the tips and tricks, for scaling through these life hurdles?
Number one thing we have to do is to retune and retweak our mindset that the world is not there to bring us down, that the circumstances that confront us are not there. We are not exposed to it so that it will humiliate us and put us down. We should know, first and foremost, that even when we find ourselves that nature or fate have dealt us a hard blow, an uppercut, as it were, and we find ourselves on the canvas of life, that we should manage, stand on one leg, just stand by your knee, try to push yourself up, because if you lie down there, then you are finished. But if you make an effort to stand up again, just crawl. Martin Luther King Jr. said, if you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. But by all means, keep moving. Don't stay, because there's no stationary situation in life. You're either going forward or you're going backward. You cannot stand still in one place.
All right, now you mentioned faith. Now, faith, we have luck, we have miracle. These are things people believe in.
The faith I talked about, is the F-A-T-E.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, not faith. This is faith.
Yeah.
Faith, luck, miracle.
Yeah.
Now, we could have people who are really, really hardworking, and they just have, they're not just so lucky enough. Why people little efforts they put? And you earlier mentioned the fact that some Nigerians do not like to work, but Nigerians are actually really hardworking people. But sometimes they just get discouraged with the system. That's what I brought up the first time. When we talk about faith, talk about luck, talk about miracle, all of those things are what really shapes people, because someone can just do something little and it's producing great result, and someone has been working even more hardworking than the next person. So would we say the universe is unfair, or?
Life generally is unfair, because we all have a different and unique individual race to run. What is your own situation might be different from mine. So whatever you receive is for you, or is for you yourself, your individual self. I shouldn't compare myself with you. You see, we have a backlog of experiences that when we're sitting down to talk, there are different things you may have been exposed to in your lifetime up to this moment. I must have experienced so many other things. He must have experienced different things. So the universe deals with us individually. It's not a general thing. So whatever you see, you take it. It's like marriage. When you go and you take the package, you go and you start unveiling it, whatever you see. But the key thing is that you should look at it that the universe is benevolent. That should be paramount and not paramount in our mind. When we have that mindset that, look, the situations, as adverse as they may be, that they are not there, we are not exposed to them, for it to destroy us, but to build us, to build our muscles, to give us horsepower, to give us, you know, the wherewithal to be able to confront what will come tomorrow, because the Creator knows what will happen tomorrow. And we needed to get through the training, pass through the crucibles, you know, of today, so that we'll be able to be in a position to handle what comes tomorrow. But oftentimes we'll chicken out and we'll disappoint the hand that is pushing us.
Now, closely related to this is an individual's relationship with God. What is the place of prayer in all this?
Prayer is... I'm not a good prayer person. But
You're not?
I'm not a good prayer person. But every time, I know that every time I pray and do some work, I help facilitate the prayer, the answering of the manifestation of the prayer.
But do you believe in prayers at all?
I do, but not the way we do it here. My brother, I see, the other day I was passing somewhere around Mole, and I saw people, young people, plenty Nigerians, old, young, and what have you, around 11 a.m. on a Wednesday like this, and they said they are coming from a service. Wednesday, I say, God, why won't we be poor? Why, I mean, you don't need to ask why we are poor. You cannot be praying when you're supposed to be working. While we are praying, busy praying and praying and praying and hoping for God to do stuff for us, the Asian tigers, the Koreans, the Hong Kongers, the Singaporeans, the Taiwanese, and what have you, are in the factories producing goods. By the time we finish praying, they would have finished producing those things, and they send it to us, and we'll pay through our nose. Why would we be poor? I noticed that in the wisdom of men like Chief Obafemi Awolowo, they built industrial estates in Lagos. There's one in Oregu area that we operate from, in Apapa, Ogba, and what have you. I think there should be one too in Ikorodu. But do you know that because we love to pray, Nigerians, religious bodies have bought off all those warehouses, and they lock it down. They use it once or twice in a week for a few hours. Why won't we be poor? You see, Europe waited for God to do stuff for them. For 1,000 years, God never did anything, because God was expecting them to do those things for themselves, because He has given them the wherewithal to do it. We have a mind. In fact, Nigeria
were they waiting the right way? Were they doing
they weren't waiting now. They were doing the right thing now, because God has given you all He wants. I mean, everything you need to perform, to function.
Okay. And
you're now going to your father to say, look, Daddy, I want this, when you should act with what He has given you. Look, the case of Nigeria is so annoying, that a people so blessed yet so poor, so poverty-stricken. We are the poverty capital of the universe.
So they say.
No, it's the truth. It's there everywhere. It's in our faces. It's the truth. So we have no business with poverty in Nigeria. In fact, I blame God sometimes. I said, why is the universe so generous to us? 365 days of summer? That's why we are stupid. That's why we're acting stupidly.
Well, will you put all of this stupid acts on the youth? Because, you know, sometimes people, like I said at the beginning of this, when you came in, sometimes people will be sought to things they think would help them. I do not share the opinion that Nigerian youth are lazy. I know Nigerian youth are hardworking, that like... No, they're not a few, sir. They like to I am talking from practical experience. Best. Nigerian youth like to put in their best, but the system has crippled a lot of those young people that well, someone said they don't even believe in the future anymore. And you won't blame them if they are resorting to something they think would work. So that's why I ask. Sometimes the universe favors a lot of people, and so some people, the universe is very fair, others the universe is unfair. So would you blame the challenges and the youth face on the youth themselves, or the fact that the leadership is not good enough it's not habitable to even, sometimes the challenges are coming from people you're with, not even you yourself. So,
you know, I'm also a believer in the fact that you do not expect an empty bag to stand upright. You know, when so much is given, then so much should be expected. Then when nothing is given, you should expect much.
Nothing.
But that is no reason for us to see. I am speaking from a very practical perspective as an entrepreneur. I have over 80 people in my employment, under my employment. Do you know, everybody wants to, a good number wants to pull down what they're eating from. It's so few that wants to work. Do you know the number of Nigerians that wants to play all these pools? You know, you put in 10 naira and you get 1 million naira. People don't grow that way. You must go through the experience. You must go through the nuts and bolts of life. There's a reason for it. See, a naturalist saw a butterfly trying to, he was struggling, you know, in his, you know, that's, how do I put it now? There's a way, you know, it grows. Now, he was struggling to release itself so that I can fling its wings and all that. So the naturalist went and he helped it. He saw that there was
from the problem. From the pupa stage.
Pupa stage, yeah. So he was trying to struggling. The man went and helped to release it. You know, just small touch there. And the thing released. And then he flew just a few inches and he fell down and died.
Wow.
The man went and picked it up. He said, what happened? I thought I was helping this thing. Why? He now took it into his laboratory and he put it under a telescope and he checked. He saw that there are tiny arteries that are connected with the wings and the whole system, you know. That release severed it. Oh, blood was so, if the thing was allowed to function, you know, to keep struggling until it would mature and then to fly. But that release ended his life's experience. So life knows what would require and it gives it to us. So you must go through those things. If you run away from me, there's no shortcut. I used to say, you know, from home they say, no road, they easy to take go Abuja. If you go from Lagos, it's still far. You go from south, it's far. You go from southeast, it's far. You know, so we have to go through the experiences. The fact that the government, I'm not a fan of the government because they are not doing what they ought to do. It's appalling to hear that we could not. In fact, we are at the verge of starvation. People are in the bush stopping you from going to farm. There's no money. So there's trouble. But you cannot lie low. If somebody wishes you to death, you shouldn't just lie and allow him to do it. You must struggle. Maybe through that struggle, you find your bearing and you create the life you want.
Okay, now let's talk about planning. How important is it in one's efforts to achieve success in life? Planning.
Planning is very, very key. Because if you don't plan to succeed, you have already planned to fail. But, you know, like I said, last time we met, I said, failure and success are not, you know, at opposing ends. They are just two sides to the same thing. You want to do something, you go through the whole experience of success or failure, and then the other one will come, and it continues like that, you know. Planning is very, very key. Nobody wants to build a house without counting the cost of the sand, the stones or granite, the cement, and what have you. You check all those things. How to plan. But all those planning and all is nowhere as important as acting on what is planned. We waste time so much to plan. You know, there's a book I read called Dare to Fail by Billy Lin. The guy is a Malaysian. So in the book, he brought a message, an address delivered by the former Prime Minister of Singapore, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew, the man that wrote the book From Third World to First, the Singapore economic miracle. So the man was saying, he was telling his people, look, you guys have done well in Singapore because they are first in different things. That man, don't forget, he came to Nigeria, came to West Africa during the early 60s, and he saw the way we were going. In that his book, From Third World to First, he said he knew then there and then that it will be, if not impossible, very difficult for these fledgling African democracies to come out of the wood. You see, we have. You see, he was saying his people say, look, don't plan too much. Take a cue from the Hong Kongers, from the Koreans and the Taiwanese. When you get an idea, work with the idea. Whatever thing you can be replanning while you move. Don't wait and spend all the time planning and planning and planning.
All right.
Plan some and act some.
Okay, thank you so very much.
Plan some and act some. That's
yes, and don't spend the whole time planning. Act.
And also not spend the whole time praying too.
Yeah.
Work.
Keep working and praying.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's been Somi Oranta, author and entrepreneur there. We'll take a breather at this point. Hey, sporting people, get ready. It will be your turn to have something to entertain you. That will be coming on our next segment, Sports Update.
Oh boy, winning you was so easy.
I just couldn't stand those your powerful shots. That's what happened.
Really? Let's go to my place for dinner.
This fufu is so nice.
It's true unripe plantain flour.
True unripe plantain flour is delicious.
Yes, true unripe plantain flour is what I serve my husband for swallows. It's easy to prepare, fortified with vitamin A, low in sugar and cholesterol, rich in fiber that helps the heart, builds and strengthens the bone, and his energy level is boosted.
Through unripe plantain flour, no additives, 100% natural, a product of Pali Agro Products Nigeria. Through unripe plantain flour, available in all leading stores.
Swift Dry Cleaners Limited, professional dry cleaners. Best in dry cleaning and laundry services that meets the needs of our consumers. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Yeah, for clean wash and quick delivery. Yeah, Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Swift Dry Cleaners Limited. Limited. For clean wash and quick delivery. Ooh.
Swift Dry Cleaners. Clean wash.
You go enter market, just make you go buy fresh palm fruits. When you reach house, you go wash, you go pound, your body go dey pain you, even your fingernails go dey pain you. But make una no worry, make una relax. I get good news for una. Una don hear of Banga fresh palm fruit extract. All you need to do now make you go for the up, open am. Take the amount wey you want, put am for your pot. Which soup you wan make? Shey na egusi, shey na ogbono, shey na vegetable, shey na banga. My sister no waste time again. My brother no waste time again. Just go buy Banga fresh palm fruit extract. They go know say you sabi cook and you be better cook.
Banga, make your food yummy yum.
Distributors needed nationwide. Phone number 081 63 974447, 080 35 64 4436, 070 66 63 8213. Banga Fresh Palm.
Welcome back. This is still iBrand Daybreak. Good morning to you guys. Good morning, Margaret. Good morning, Michael. Let me start off with the Euros 2020 tournament that is currently ongoing. Portugal, they had a game against Hungary yesterday, and the big news is not about the Hungarian side. The big news is not about Portugal. The big news is about that man, Cristiano Aveiro dos Santos Ronaldo. Yes, yesterday he scored 2 goals for Portugal. The other a deflection, and Portugal were able to seal a 3-0 victory in their opening game to defend their title. Remember, they are the defending champions of that one. And the one about Cristiano Ronaldo is the fact that this man has now gone on to surpass the most goals scored at the Euros Championship. He now holds the record for the most goals scored at that championship. Ronaldo also holds the record for the player to have featured the most at the Euros Championship, who also again holds the record for the player to have featured at the most tournaments. And right now he is chasing the record of Ali Day for the most international goals scored. He's currently on 104, and Ali Day is topping the scorers chart with 109 international career goals. Ronaldo gently chasing that one. He has proven that he's not stopping anytime soon, despite being 36 years of age. He's always able to find the net, the back of the net, whenever he's given the chance to. It's a big one for Cristiano Ronaldo, who also emerged as a star player of that match against Hungary. We move on to see how he will feature against Germany when they play later on, and of course how he will feature when they take on France. Could he end up as the highest goal scorer at this tournament? Well, I guess it's a question that many of us know the most likely answer to, but it will be Cristiano Ronaldo to decide this one. Now let me move on from Ronaldo, who is doing so well at the Euros, and talk about that fight that we expected to go down that is no longer going down any longer. Talk about Joshua and Tyson Fury. Yes, we hear from the man that they call the promoter of that one, Eddie Hearn, saying that there's the likelihood of this one being called off forever. Like, you know how it should have actually gone down. Joshua and Fury, lots and lots of things emanated as regards this one. And eventually, it couldn't go down again. Many are blaming Eddie Hearn for that one. Many are also blaming Bobby Arum. They won at the helm of matchroom boxing for that one. But the main focus right now is the fact that Joshua and Fury would have to focus on fighting other boxers right now and to forget about that one that was meant to go down between Joshua and Fury. Now, let me move on and round up with the one that is doing so wonderfully right here in Nigeria. Talk about Kamaru Usman. Yes, he fed about 1,000 kids yesterday in the city of Lagos. A good one by the UFC fighter, and he says it's a way that he wants to give back to the community where he grew, to a country where he grew from. Kamaru Usman is from Edo State, and it's interesting to see how he's feeding the community, doing so well, feeding lots and lots of kids, and being a hero to these young ones who would most likely in years to come be looking out for him. Good one by Kamaru Usman. Michael, I know you would love to be fed by the big man Kamaru Usman.
No, I'm rather looking for someone to feed. Okay, and big ups there for Ronaldo. He is no doubt unstoppable right away. We are going on. Margaret? What have we got? What do you have for us on social media bars?
Oh yeah, social media bars. Now let's something came up on social media. Now I'm just always tempted to say Twitter. Well,
no, Twitter is
yeah, Twitter is out.
It's still relaxed. They're resting right now.
Something surfaced in social media, like graduates of the Imo State University. You know, when students graduate, there's this shirts, this white polo they wear, and people sign on it. Yeah, like, I'm done with school, congratulations, all of this. Okay. So yeah, it's showing on your screen now. So the picture of the IMSU graduate putting on, if I do masters, make I bend. It was written, inscribed on a shirt, if I do masters, make I bend. And reactions from Facebook say, masters is not for everyone. 80% of those running masters are doing so because of lack of job. Someone else says, my brother, enough is enough. Go and learn skill, not do anything again. For our country, book don't fail us. Or someone else say, my brother, I don't blame you. If person do masters in this condition of the country, now to just get masters in frustration. Oh, wow. So has anyone taken a master's degree worth it? Has anyone taken a master's degree? Is it worth it? Has it helped? Well, those are the reactions on. But then if now this was just a question by a Facebook user, as a master's degree helped. Well, I feel personally, I love to go to school. To me, master's degree is important. Even to me, a doctorate is also important. But someone said to me, if you're not going to be if you don't want to be a lecturer, there's no point in doing all of those things. You know? I don't know. It's choice. Some people have amazing jobs even without master's degree, even without the doctorate degree. So I just feel, but personally, because I like to go to school, but then if you look at the cost frustration, you will even be wondering, is there a need to do all of these things?
Acquisition of knowledge is quite okay, but considering the times we're in,
I think skill is more important.
It's key.
Yeah.
It is key. go out there and see them. Doctors, engineers, no jobs.
Even with the whole degrees they have, working in banks. And
doing
all.
menial jobs, all in the because of lack of employment and all that. So let's play down on too much acquisition of education and focus more on doing something skilled.
Something very skillful, right? I think skill is actually key in our present day in Nigeria. So, we'll have to wrap up the show now. Thank you so much for joining us. Today is actually Wednesday, tomorrow is Thursday, and very soon we'll be in from Friday, and then the weekend is here. Now, leave with a quote from Steve Jobs. It says, "Your time is limited. Do not waste it living someone else's life." Your time is limited. To not waste it living someone else's life. So it just boils down to all we've been saying, from the guest session to even the skill masters and everything. Your time is limited. Don't waste your time living someone else's life. With this, on this note, wrap up the show now. My name is Margaret Popara.
We'll be here tomorrow, God willing, to put you in a weekend mood. Michael Nath here.